This is CBS.
I'm Dan Miller. Up next on the Channel 2 News tonight in Anaheim, the Angels give the Southland something to cheer about. In Los Angeles, the CHP sets up a surprise on the freeway.
And in the San Fernando Valley, Rose Bird makes a remarkable shift in her campaign tactics. And is it art or a slam on the legal profession? Sculptor Klaus Oldenburg comes to Los Angeles. I'm Paula Zahn. Those stories and a whole lot more, plus Kevin's weekend forecast coming up next.
The look is pure Southern California. The concept, easy to watch and easy to use. At Channel 2, hard news still comes first. But now we've added more live coverage in new fast-paced 20-minute segments at 4 and 5. New sports updates that get right to the point. And a whole new weather center with fast, clear forecasts every hour. Finally, there's a newscast designed for Southern California today. First, with a complete daily healthcast. First, with hometown reports from local communities. First, with daily interviews on Michael Jackson's California people. And first, with a special family segment every day. Channel 2 News. Now starting weekdays at 4. At Channel 2, the next generation of local news is here.
There are two Ed Shaws running for the Senate. One says clean up toxic waste. The other voted against tough laws to do it 5 different times. The real Ed Shaw opposes Proposition 65, the Safe Drinking Water and Toxic Cleanup Initiative on the California ballot. Prop 65 may not be good for Shaw's friends in big business, but it's right for the people of California. Who do you agree with? Alan Cranston, who supports Prop 65, or Ed Shaw, who opposes it?
Your Toyota dealer is clearing out trucks, and more trucks. So you're going to save bucks, and more bucks. This could be the biggest clearance in Toyota history. The 87s are coming, so every 86 must go. Now's the time to buy America's #1 selling small truck. So check out the special clearance prices your Toyota dealer is offering today. Just to save bucks, and more bucks. You got to do it while he's clearing out trucks, and more trucks. Toyota, the right deal right now.
You Write the Song, Saturday at 7.
Good evening. The Angels and their fans are in heaven tonight. The Angels are champions of the American League Western Division. They clinched it tonight with an 8-3 win over the Texas Rangers. The victory came before the home fans, and the fans made the most of it. No one could keep them off the field as the celebration began. Our Tony Hernandez is standing by live in the Big A in the Angels locker room. Tony.
And champagne is permeating this room and my clothing and Brian Downing's uniform. Of course, we visited with Brian before the game live tonight. He was calm then. He still appears calm right now, but boy, did he contribute tonight. 2 home runs. Brian, describe the feeling.
Well, to have it come in a clinching game like this, it's really one of my biggest thrills, along with being in the All-Star game in '79. And I said I wasn't going to get too excited about us winning the division because we've been there a couple times and come up losers, and I wanted to reserve myself for getting in the World Series, but it's a little bit tough having a big game and a clinching game like that, so I'm trying to enjoy it also.
All right, let's go back to that 6th inning. You were down 2-0. Gary Pettis led things off with a home run to get things started, and does this stop Douglas? Oh my, that feels wonderful. Thank you, Doug DeCinti. All right, let's see if we can see. After Pettis' home run, no tape. Well, Brian Downing hit 2 home runs tonight. 1 in the 6th. He did it again in the 7th inning. And just a wonderful celebration here at the Big A.
Want me to take it?
Take it, will you?
Well, I figured if Gary Pettis was going deep for the first time in his career from the right side, maybe I could follow him. But it's just one of those things. They weren't the kind of pitchers that I would normally look to hit home runs off of. But fortunately, it's a big thrill for me to come in a clinching game like this, and we've had a lot more fun than I really expected, and hopefully we'll have a couple more celebrations for the year's out.
Brian, congratulations. We'll be back in just a few minutes with more locker room celebration here at the Big A. Right now, Dan and Paula, back to you in
Do you have any of that stuff for us, Tony?
We'll try to save some, but it's going fast.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Well, the CHP is doing it again. Tonight, highway patrolmen set up a sobriety checkpoint in East Los Angeles. That despite a court ruling that the checkpoints are unconstitutional. Jose Sanders reports.
Good evening, sir. This is a CHP sobriety checkpoint. How you doing tonight?
The scene tonight at Whittier Boulevard between Hoffner and Eastmont. CHP officers randomly stopping vehicles looking for drunk drivers. Last week, a state appeals court said this is unconstitutional. But that ruling doesn't go into effect until 30 days after it's issued, 30 days from last Friday. So tonight, the barricades are up and the cops are out.
We're going to continue as planned, continue with the checkpoints. We're going to wait for it. Obviously, it's going to go to a higher court, and we're going to wait for the decision. Our job here is just to arrest the drunk drivers and get them off the streets.
The CHP says operations like this one have been responsible for a dramatic reduction in the number of drunk drivers on the highways. Opponents and the 4th District Court of Appeals say the checkpoints amount to unlawful search and seizure, and drivers like these are caught in the middle.
I think it's a good idea because I've had a lot of my friends get hurt by drunk drivers, and I think when you've had enough, you should just give the keys to your friend. You know, one person, whoever's driving, should just not drink as much. That's it.
It's kind of discriminating, you know, for everybody. At random it would be all right, but from car to car, it's kind of like, you know, unfair to, you know.
We are live now, and the ACLU apparently very much in agreement with that last gentleman. They are on record as being extremely opposed to what you see happening behind me, and they are apparently and reportedly trying to determine what they will do next to try to see that it doesn't happen again. In the meanwhile, over 370 cars have been stopped tonight. 14 people have been tested, sobriety tested. 14, I make that 3 people. Out of the 14, 3 people have been arrested. They've been taken in for driving under the influence. And the Highway Patrol says they will continue their scheduled sobriety checkpoints until the state Supreme Court says they have to stop. I'm Jose Sanders reporting live in East Los Angeles. Dan, Paula, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Jose. The National Transportation Safety Board is expanding its investigation into safety practices at Starline's tour bus company. That action is a direct result of a series of exclusive reports on Channel 2 News. Former Starline drivers tell us they drove vans and buses without the proper licenses or training. Now the Safety Board wants to know why Starline submitted fraudulent training certificates to the DMV. Certificates, they say the men were properly licensed and trained. The whole investigation started after the tragic bus accident in Bridgeport last May. 21 people died. The driver had an invalid license.
An RTD driver is charged tonight with vehicular manslaughter and hit-and-run driving. The driver is Kathy Stanley Miles. 2 weeks ago, she refused to let a man who was drunk get on her bus in Hollywood. As she pulled away from the curb, the man allegedly fell under the bus and was crushed. Miles will be arraigned next Thursday. And an RTD driver who triggered a crash on the Hollywood freeway last July may soon face serious charges. We learned today that one of the passengers injured in that crash died a week and a half ago. The driver of the bus was Shirley Riojas. She's already charged with a vehicular code infraction, and prosecutors are considering additional charges. LA school district officials are trying to make sure no school bus drivers are on drugs. A school board committee is recommending mandatory drug tests for drivers as well as other employees, including mechanics and campus police. Teachers are not included. The proposal must be approved by the full board and by employee unions. And a big victory to report tonight in the war against drugs. Federal and local officials are showing off $40 million in cocaine seized in raids at homes in Diamond Bar, Whittier, and Brea. They also confiscated $254,000. 9 Colombian nationals were arrested. Officials say they've been tracking the drug ring since July.
Chief Justice Rose Byrd changed campaign tactics today in an effort to keep her job on the state Supreme Court. For the first time, she took her message directly to the voters. In this case, a senior citizens group in Studio City. Byrd's critics claim she is soft on crime.
You know, it hurts all of us to see the grandmother or the mother of some small child weeping on television about what happened to her child. If there were any way in which we could do something to bring that child back, we would. Do you think it's easy for any of us to ensure that the law is given to the person who's responsible for that? That's not an easy task.
But Byrd did not talk about her death penalty votes, a subject which she has been criticized most often on. In Sacramento, Governor Deukmejian signed a landmark anti-apartheid bill today. The governor's signature, makes California the home of the largest forced divestiture program in the country. The state will now sell off $11 billion worth of investments in firms doing business with South Africa.
Today, we're telling the world that we will always stand against hatred and bigotry, and that we'll stand for freedom and opportunity and dignity for all people.
At the signing ceremony, Deukmejian said he also supports a bill passed in Washington imposing harsher sanctions on South Africa. Well, Deukmejian may like the legislation, but President Reagan definitely does not. Tonight, he vetoed the federal sanctions bill, setting up a major foreign policy showdown with Congress. At this point, the Senate is expected to override the veto, handing the president his first major legislative defeat.
In Beirut, there was another kidnapping today, but this time one that ended with a pleasant twist. A British journalist was kidnapped in Muslim West Beirut when his taxi got a flat tire. David Hurst says it was about 3 minutes later when he was forced into a car at gunpoint and driven blindfolded across town.
I was lucky enough to be able to open the door. The car fell onto the ground in a struggle. They became, I think, embarrassed at the attention that this was causing, and I managed to run away.
Hurst is one of only about 100 Westerners left in Beirut. Ironically, last night he told a friend if he was ever kidnapped, he would take the chance and struggle to get away.
And just ahead, we'll show you a place where they're pulling the long johns and skis is right out of the closet.
If you're looking to get into a luxurious German road car, you can stop looking and start driving the best-backed Audis ever. Cars which offer you all the comfort, styling, and technical innovation you'd expect from a German car. At a price that may surprise you. Of course, there's only one way to truly experience an Audi, and that's to see it, feel it, and drive it. A good deal on interest rates is nice, but a good deal on an Audi is even better. Until October 31st, that's just what you'll get at your Southern California Audi dealer.
You're really on the move all over the West, so you need a bank that can keep pace with you. Well, only a First Interstate Gold Bank card lets you cash a personal check up to $1,000 and get cash instantly at banking offices all over the West. So come to First Interstate. We're not just keeping pace. We're setting the pace.
Dabble with color. Experiment with science. Try on a little romance. It's Estee Lauder's free gift collection. Yours with any Estee Lauder purchase of $10 or more. 6 makeup, fragrance, and treatment products, including Renutriv lipstick with a brush and skin perfecting cream. So you can try on a whole new look from Estee Lauder. This Estee Lauder gift is yours through October 11th at all J.W. Robinson stores.
In the state of Utah, they're still digging out from under all the snow that fell there yesterday. Some parts of the state got 12 to 20 inches of snow. One ski resort is buried under 40 inches. But don't make ski reservations yet. This kind of snow, they say, doesn't stick around for very long.
Fortunately, none of that white stuff here in the Southland, but it is starting to get a little bit colder.
You'd like to get warm?
Sure.
I'll give you 2 tips. A, get out and get yourself an electric blanket, or move to Baltimore.
Oh, thank you.
97 degrees in Baltimore today. I'm not kidding. A lot of heat in the east, but it looks like in the west it's going to be fallish for the whole weekend. Highest temperature at our Civic Center today, we told you we'd pick up probably about 4 or 5 degrees warmer today than yesterday, and that's just what we did. 74 our high, 55 the low. Clear skies and cool temperatures at the 11 o'clock hour. 62 degrees. Barometer is steady, 72% humidity, and those westerly breezes currently at 10 miles an hour. What is happening over the weekend? A little trough of low pressure has developed off the northern California coast. These clouds here slowly are going to start working their way into the Southland. Dan, a couple of moments ago, was talking about Utah. In the upper parts of the Sierra, Donner Summit, already a foot of snow, and that was just today. So it looks like the weekend is going to be marked by cool temperatures, partly cloudy conditions. In the east, another area, the real warm weather and the real cool weather is starting to collide, touching off thunderstorm activity from Illinois through Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, up into western New York. Heavy rain certainly in that part of the country. For you and me tomorrow, looks like it's going to be a day much like it was today in the temperature department. We should only top around 70 in the valley, 68 at the beach, 72 in Orange County. For the deserts, high desert at 68, 10 degrees warmer in the low desert, a pair of 5s in the mountains, and lots of rain as we put the map in motion. In the east, the hot weather is going to be touching off a lot of thunderstorm activity in the Mississippi Valley. Over the shoulder, the nation's interior looking very dry tomorrow and slowly starting to warm up, but these troughs of low pressure in the west are going to keep a lot of moisture to our north. Pleasant conditions for us, but fall-like. Be looking for the morning clouds to only give us partly cloudy conditions in the afternoon, and some very cool temperatures as well. Clear and cool and 56 tonight. Next 5 days look this way. We're going to have those partly cloudy conditions at least for the next 3. Sunny skies return on Tuesday with a high of 76, maybe going up to 78 degrees, and it looks like our first weekend of fall is going to be just what the season ordered. Hope you and the family have yourself a good, safe weekend. If you're planning any traveling around, the only concern I have tonight, I just hope our buddy Tony does not hit one of them CHP checkpoints, because with all the way he smells now, they're not going to even ask him if he had anything to drink.
He didn't drink this time.
Never buy it. Thanks, Kevin. Tony Hernandez is next with a big night in sports. The Angels come from behind to clinch the Western Division championship.
It's here, Levitt's Fabulous Fall Sale. Check your newspaper for hundreds of bargains throughout Levitt's huge showroom. You'll love it at Levitt's Fabulous Fall Sale.
Right now, your Nissan dealer is saying yes to fantastic deals on America's #1 selling import car.
To the awesome 300ZX?
Yes.
To the affordable Sentra 4-door?
Yes. And you'll hear yes on the all-new value-packed 87 Stanza, the sporty 200SX, and Maxima, our luxury and performance leader. See how good your Nissan dealer's yes deal can make you feel.
Yes.
Oh, yes. We really want to sell you your next car and your next one.
More people come to us for heart surgery than to any other hospital in California. St. Vincent. In heart care, in health care, experience counts.
Great meals don't begin with just one hot item or selected coupon specials, because a great meal depends on the price of all the items that go into preparing it. At Lucky, we give you low prices on everything in the store. Every item in every department, priced low, every single day. And that's the real reason great meals begin at Lucky, for less.
When you land at O'Hare, you've arrived at the Hilton. The O'Hare Hilton. Quiet, comfortable, convenient, and America's business address in Chicago.
Tony Hernandez is in the middle of all the celebrating out of the Big A in Anaheim. Now, with all the champagne and that microphone, Tony, be careful. You could get a nasty electrical shock. You know that.
I'm trying, but we're walking on dangerous and very wet ground here, but for very good reason. The Angels are American League Western Division champions for the 3rd time, and one of the many heroes in tonight's 8-3 victory is center fielder Gary Pettis. It was 2-0 going into that 6th inning. And who comes up and knocks one out of the yard but Gary Pettis? Did you ever imagine that you would start the rally like that?
Not at all. My job is just to get on base, and at that time I was trying to get on base any way I could, and he hung a breaking ball, and I hit it well, and I hit it good enough for it to be a home run.
This is a lot of fun in here tonight. Has it really sunk in for you yet?
I don't think so. I think tomorrow we all realize what we have accomplished, and we're going to try and build on what we've already done and go into Boston with the head of steam and try and put them out of their misery.
Gary, how important was it to take the Rangers out in the first game and not have to worry about it for the other 2 games in this series against them, or for the rest of the season for that matter?
Well, I think all the guys would have been a little disappointed had we not won tonight. We've had that kind of ball club where we know if we get behind by a few runs, it's never over until the last out is made, and we have a great ball club. We have a lot of depth and a lot of talent, and Gene isn't afraid to go to anyone at any particular time.
Gary, thank you very much. Congratulations to you, and we look forward to the series for the league championship against Boston. Go get dry and change your clothes if you can.
All right, thank you.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights. There was no score until the third inning. John Candelaria, who turned out to be the winning pitcher, was on the mound for the Angels tonight. And here in the third, a base hit by Toby Harrah just down the line past a diving Wally Joyner makes it 1-0. Then Scott Fletcher will make it 2-0, going the opposite way himself, just past a diving Bobby Grich. Candelaria had 9 strikeouts tonight, and there's one of them. Finally in that 6th inning, with the score 2-0. There's Pettis. There's that home run that makes it 2-1. He got it all, huh? And now Brian Downing up, hitting the first of his 2 home runs tonight. That puts the Angels ahead to stay 3-2. But they weren't done. They got 3 home runs in this 6th inning. Here's George Hendrick getting in his home run, and that makes the score 4-2. And then in the very next inning, the 7th, it's Brian Downing again, hitting his 20th home run of the season, his 2nd of the night. And that puts the game out of reach. And here's the final out. Donnie Moore in relief, getting the strikeout to end it. And the emotion erupted on the field. The fans poured onto the field. The Angels, Western Division champions in the American League for the 3rd time. And they will go on to play the Boston Red Sox for the American League championship. Final score, 8-3. And here were some more of the feelings after the game.
All right. I like it.
It was about 8:58, and Gene Ma came up to me and said, well, when are we going to get them? And I said 9 o'clock. And at 9:03, Gary Pettis hit the home run. And from 9 o'clock until 10 o'clock, we scored 8 runs and came up on top tonight. A lot of people say we're lucky. I think we're just prepared for the opportunities we get.
This is your goal. You know, you want to get to the World Series, but you can't get to the World Series without doing this. And this is the first step, and it's just great. I'm proud to be part of this club.
I save all my celebrating for farther on down the road. I've been the division championship a few times, and that's great, but it's not as satisfying as going a little bit farther than that.
You know there's still business to take care of.
When? Not tonight.
Yeah, they're partying tonight, but there is more business to take care of, and the Angels will start preparing for that tomorrow as they prepare for the American League Championship Series. This is Tony Hernandez reporting live in a very happy Angels locker room at the Big A. Paula, Dan, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Tony. And I don't have to worry about magic numbers anymore, do I?
Not until next season.
There's still a lot more ahead. Japan's Prime Minister learns a big lesson in respect. We'll tell you why.
If you need anything or everything for you, your family, or your home, come to the one-day sale this Saturday at the Broadway. For just 14 hours from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m., you'll save 20 to 50% throughout the store. Whatever you need, from furniture to fashions, you'll find it at the Broadway at 20 to 50% off. But it only lasts one day, this Saturday at the Broadway, so don't wait or you'll miss it.
The amazing Isuzu Trooper 2. Its four-wheel drive can take you anywhere. In fact, I drove it up here myself. It has more seats than the Astrodome, plus enough cargo space to carry Texas. And Isuzu will accept marbles and seashells as payment, but they're selling fast, so you have to come in 5 minutes. You have my word on it.
Right now, your local Isuzu dealer is offering great deals on 2- and 4-door Trooper 2s.
Coco's coming. Was that a woman in the red dress? You don't mean it, Coco. Hurry, we'll miss the opening line.
Mama, it's Coco.
We must have lunch.
Oh, thanks. It's Coco.
Oh, Larry, baby.
Now, that's what I call a breathtaking woman.
At Bullock's Wilshire.
I'd give anything for another whiff of Coco. What are you doing this Sunday? Hitting the beach? Another barbecue? Going for a drive? If you're bored doing the same old things, Taco Bell has the cure. This Sunday is our 49-cent Taco Sunday. Have fun with all the regular tacos you can eat, just 49 cents each. And if you absolutely can change your plans, you can always order them to go. 49-cent tacos this Sunday at Taco Bell, the cure for the common meal.
Japanese Prime Minister Nakasone today apologized for remarks he made regarding the intelligence of American minorities. The remarks were made earlier this week during a speech. Here's a translation of that speech.
Japanese people are much more intelligent on the average than Americans, who are, on the average, at very low levels of intelligence in terms of intelligence, because there are many blacks, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans.
After the speech, Nakasone tried to explain that the remarks were taken out of context, that he was speaking only of literacy rates. But that explanation didn't hold much water here in this country. A storm of protest followed, so today, Nakasone expressed his heartfelt apology, saying he never intended to imply any racial discrimination. It's been a long battle, a battle filled with controversy, but tonight it is official. William Rehnquist is the Supreme Court's 16th Chief Justice. He was sworn in today by retiring Chief Justice Warren Burger. Also sworn in today, Antonin Scalia, the first Italian ever to sit on the Supreme Court. Both men are staunch conservatives and praised by President Reagan for their doctrine of judicial restraint.
And tonight there was an historic unveiling at Loyola Law School. The first publicly displayed sculpture in Southern California by Klaus Oldenburg and his wife Kusa Van Bruggen was dedicated. Toppling ladder with spilling paint, leans on one leg as if waiting to fall. Some Loyola Law School students don't like the piece because they say it suggests the legal profession is falling apart. Not so, say the sculptors. It's not a direct comment on the legal profession. They say they're honoring this man, Frank Gehry, who was the architect of this building. He was prevented from placing a falling column near the same spot where the sculpture now stands. I really liked it. I was out there tonight. It is. And it really complements the architecture of Frank Gehry.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. We'll be back with more after this.
What do you call a credit card that costs you nothing to get?
The Discover Card.
What do you call a credit card that gives you money back on every purchase?
The Discover Card.
You get a yearly cash bonus. And what do you call a credit card that gets you cash nationwide?
The Discover Card.
Now, what do you call a credit card that does all three?
The Discover Card.
Use the Discover Card every day at more and more places like these.
Buongiorno. I'm the world's greatest race car driver. Recently, I had a little problem here at Monte Carlo. So I switched to this $200,000 Formula Isuzu. It comes with driving gloves and a pit crew, all standard. It's so fast, it will go from Paris to Rome in 2 minutes. And the bank gave me 5.9% financing just because they like my face.
Right now, 5.9% financing or a $750 rebate on every Impo.
A sofa that moves on command, without handles or buttons to mar the beauty of its design. It almost reads your mind as it lets all of you recline fully. Yet the sofa is only 3 inches from the wall. The Wall Away by Berkline. Where can you find furniture of such exceptional quality at remarkably low prices? At Wix. Surprisingly Wix.
Wix. Surprisingly Wix.
In case you missed it, and I don't think you could have, the Angels win at 8-3. They win the division championship.
Tony was celebrating right out there with him. He looked like he was having a great time.
You don't have to worry any more about those magic numbers. That's Channel 2 News tonight. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
Hometown Heroes, sponsored by Pacific Bell.
As the great fall sale starting today at May Company.
Meet the stars on Photo Play, weeknights at 6:30.
Tonight on CBS Late Night, T.J. Hooker corners a hitman.
Let the girl go and you're clean.
Something big.
Oh.
Osmond, John